In this video, we're going to talk about replacing in Jeep Cherokees 97 through 2001 the bottom seat cushion. One of the problems with this car is the left side bolster is usually destroyed with time of getting in and out of the car. This one has been rebuilt several times from multiple upholstery shops, but they can't quite match the density of the foam. For example, it's now very firm on this side bolster, while this side has quite a lot of give. So you end up sitting a little crooked in the seat. Normally as well, you're supposed to be sunken down here in the middle, but it's been rebuilt so many times with different densities of foam, felt layers, that you actually sit much higher than you should be, and your head will start to hit the headliner. So fortunately, there is reproduction seat foam now that is a fresh mold, good to go. Just pop it on, put your new upholstery cover on or your old one. This upholstery cover is brand new. The fabric does match the style for the time period, and there will be a link in the video description for the seat cover company and the aftermarket foam company. The tools you're going to need to complete this job are a 3/8 ratchet. I have an electric one just to save some time. It's not necessary, just makes things easier. You need a T45 Torx. We have a 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter 3/8 drive deep socket. We have an 18 millimeter 3/8 drive deep socket, a razor blade, some scissors, a Phillips number 1 and Phillips number 2 screwdriver, and some hog ring pliers along with some hog rings. These will be linked in the video description because usually stores don't have these locally, and they're pretty cheap online, about $10 give or take. But these are all the tools you'll need to complete this job. The first step will be to remove your 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter bolts on the front of the seat. I've got a ratchet to make that job a little bit quicker. You can use a manual ratchet as well. Next, slide your seat forward and remove the 2 bolts on the back. These are the last 2 bolts to remove. You have a 13 millimeter and an 18 millimeter here. And then you can disconnect your electrical connection for the seat belt warning light. Next, go ahead and remove the 2 Phillips P2 screws holding your trim on to the chair. You will have a 3rd Phillips screw on the back side located here, and that will be your last Phillips screw to remove. Set the cover aside. Next, you have 2 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter bolts to remove here. What we'll be doing is taking off the backrest to make assembly of the foam a little bit easier. So go ahead and remove those now. The last bolt to remove your headrest will be a T45. Just peel the cover back and remove that bolt. There are plastic washers, so be careful not to lose those. One is right here, and one should be between it. It's more of a plastic bushing. Sometimes they can fall out. Just make sure it stays there. Once those are removed, you can remove your backrest cover and set that aside. And go ahead and remove the T45 bolt holding in your seatbelt harness. This just gives you a little bit more working room. You don't need to, but it just makes things easier later on. And set that aside. Next, you have some plastic clips that hold your upholstery cover on here. here, a small one under here, and then there's 2 hog ring pliers that you'll need to remove. You can use some cutters to either cut them or bend them open so you can detach the upholstery cover. There's 2 sides to it. So go ahead and remove those hog rings and these clips. Oh, that's not tight. Good. Okay, yes. Now that you have your 2 hog rings or 3 removed and your clips removed, go ahead and flip the seat upside down. Now you have something called an underlayment. This is just usually a felt. It's meant to keep the metal off of the foam, because when you get in and out of the seat, the foam will kind of dig into the metal and it'll cut it open. So if your felt underlayment is in good condition, go ahead and leave it. This one looks like it's been replaced. The original felt is this stuff right here. If you need felt, you can get about a yard of it at your local Hobby Lobby for about $4. So that's a good replacement. So check and make sure your seat springs are intact. You have these various springs. They look all good. All of our wires are good. Really, our issue here is the foam, and that's what we're going to be replacing today. Okay, now that you have your seat cover, we need to remove the hog rings, which lay here in the seams. This keeps the seat cover attached to the foam. So just fold it over. You can see we have more repairs made to try and bring this back to factory specification. So since we're replacing this seat foam, this is the only time I would say it's okay to just rip the metal bar that is dug into the foam out with it if you're having some problems. You don't want to do this if you're reusing your seat foam, because you can't put this metal bar back into the foam. It's molded as part of it. You can see our foam is just decaying here. So to make things easier, you can just take it out and then we'll cut these off. So we have our old seat foam. You can see it's reached the end of its life. We're going to go ahead and replace it with this nicely molded new seat foam. It has the right shape, the right density. It even has little indents where the hog rings should go. So one is here, 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 and the remaining 2 here. But this is how it should look. This is a brand new foam seat. It's well worth the investment. So we're going to go ahead and install this. Still, while we're here, we're going to do things right. It doesn't take that much time and effort to redo this felt underlayment. You can see that one section is torn, and there's this kind of jagged piece of metal here that's just going to start digging in to that foam recess here. And what it's going to do, it's going to start cutting into that foam, and you're going to have issues down the line. So let's go ahead and replace this felt underlayment here. Okay, we have our new felt from Hobby Lobby. We only have 1 yard of it. We don't need a whole yard. So go ahead and just remove your felt. And we're going to lay this on top of our felt as a pattern and just cut it out with scissors. You don't need to be too precise with this. I'm going to make just a little rough cut here. It's not going to take much time. Okay, take your new underlayment and go ahead and put it in place. That's about it. There's not much here. The foam will kind of keep it there. I am going to put a couple hog rings like the factory had on the back section. So let's get you a little closer on how to do that. So what you do with your tools, you take your hog ring and you just put it in. and pinch it around like that. So again, you have this little C, and a link to these pliers will be in the description of the video. Okay. Now you can take your foam that is very nice. Oh, okay, so we're pretty much ready to install the upholstery cover now. Okay, we have our cover turned outside or inside out. And the important part is this little flap here will go on this side of the metal bar between the foam and the metal. That'll make more sense here in a little bit. Just feed it in. And what we're going to be doing is working back to front. So I'm going to put this hog ring in first, followed by this one, then work here, then here, and then finally these two. You can see we have corresponding little ropes that the hog ring is going to grab onto, this little core here, and it'll pinch around the metal bar in the foam. So go ahead and get your hog ring loaded up. What I like to do is kind of get it set to where it's going to be, and then I will push my pliers down around the metal bar and then finally clamp. If you don't get it your first time, it's okay. Always just get a second hog ring and give it a go. You could test it out on your old foam, but here we go. We have the bar, the metal bar lined up with our rope core here. And so now I'm going to pinch it around, and it looks like we're in. So we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. One, two, down. And the last two hog rings, we can go below. Please here. Let's go ahead. Okay. Last one. So what we're going to do now is we want to make sure this beading doesn't get folded over itself, because that'll make a funny looking top cover. Just go ahead and fold your upholstery cover down and around. The surface you're working with. Sometimes you have to kind of massage it. And if some of these wrinkles will come out as it kind of gets weathered in. Once you have that done, go ahead and flip it upside down. And remember this little tiny piece that was here? That will have two hog rings that go here, here, and here all together. So we'll go ahead and put our hog ring between here, the metal bar and the foam, and this guy. All three. Just like that. Okay, at this point, you can start, and it's going to be hard. You'll probably want to have a helper with you, because you're going to have to compress this foam in order to get this clip around this bar. You're going to have to do that 3 times. It's going to be a pain. So what I would suggest is have someone help push down, compress the foam so you can get enough room to actually clamp this down. Okay, this aftermarket foam is about half an inch taller than our old foam here. This is the passenger side of the seat, so we're not going to see anything. We're just cutting off the extra. You can almost rip it off, but it was interfering with us being able to put this on. So this seems to be the only modification we have to do to this seat foam. This seat foam is manufactured for a Jeep TJ 97 through 2003. So maybe that's why, but everything else matches up. So we'll go ahead and try again. I'm compressing it. Let's see if we can get this bar on. There. There it is. Okay. And that's pretty much it for the seat foam and upholstery cover. So we'll now reassemble the seat and throw it back in the Jeep. Go ahead and reinstall your seatbelt. It has a little tang here that engages. Put your washer back on and your bolts. Tight. Right. Now you can flip your seat over. But we're going to put our seat back on and find our poorly cut holes to put the bolts back into. Always hand thread things to begin with. You really don't want to cross thread something. It's going to make everything pain in the butt later. We're going to, before we tighten these up all the way, we'll put in our other bolt and then work back on this side. Okay, and at this point you can get that trim cover that you put aside and perhaps clean it, perhaps not. And we'll put it back on with our Phillips screws. We have 3. We have a short one in the rear and 2 long ones down here. Okay, your seat is now assembled. It is as close to factory new as you can get without going back to the 90s. We all want to go back to the 90s.
Oh, God, yes.
Okay. Next, we will install it in the Jeep. It's pretty much reverse of removal. I'll throw it in the Jeep, put our 2 13mm bolts in, 13mm in the rear, and the 18mm nut in the back, and rehook your seatbelt electrical connection, and you're good to go.